Welcome back. Well, it is definitely a lot about the pharmaceutical and healthcare stocks today as well. So we have Gland Pharma, which is in upper circuits, over 1,600 odd rupees at that for that particular stock. Remember, the all-time high or the highest level that we've seen for that particular stock is over 4,200 odd rupees, which it was sitting at in November of 2021. So if you compare it from that perspective, there's still a long road ahead in terms of a stock price recovery. But nonetheless, let's talk about a couple of other companies. Poly Medicure reported what was a strong set of Q1 numbers. Profits came in at a multi-quarter high, and margins have seen improvement as well. Revenue growth also came in strong. To discuss this, we have with us Himanshu Baid, who's the MD of the company, joining in. Mr. Baid, thank you very much for taking the time out. Well, it was a good growth that you've reported, 29% on a year-on-year basis. If you could break up the growth in the domestic market for us, the export market for us, and how much did you say benefit from the PLI scheme in the country as well?
Thank you very much. So the domestic market has grown over 30% in the first quarter. And in the exports, we've seen a growth of around 25%. And mostly the growth in exports has come from the European markets. So they are doing very well for us right now. And PLI, yes, we don't have too much, coming out of PLI because we still have headwinds, coming from China because of cheap imports, which I've been telling in the past. So that's not helped too much right now. But the dialyzer business, our renal business, is growing at the rate of 25%, though we wanted it to grow much higher, but we are still struggling at 25%.
All right, so we'll talk about all those businesses in greater detail. But for now, given the growth that you've seen in the first quarter, your overall guidance for 20% on revenue, on the revenue front, led by 22% in the domestic market and 25% in the export market sustains, right?
Yeah, that stays there, of course.
And so does your margin guidance of 25 to 27%, the band?
Yeah, I think, the raw material prices have stabilized, in last couple of quarters. And also the freight costs have kind of, normalized now. So I think we should see this margin, in coming quarters also, similar margin.
Okay, so you expect similar margins in coming quarters. Can you tell us what is taking place with the US markets? You did get clearance for 2 products from the US FDA. Have you started supplying? How much are you generating in terms of sales from there?
So the US market revenues will start probably in next couple of months. So we are in the final phase of, we've got the FDA approvals. We have final phase of, getting the products, labeled and everything. So all that things are going on right now. So hopefully by end of September, early October, our revenue should start kicking up from the US market.
Okay.
And about individual products, you said that dialysis, is growing at around 25 odd percent. I remember it being around 7 to 8% of your overall sales. You're wanting to grow much faster. What's stopping that from growing so far, as per your targets? And now, where does your aspiration lie here?
See, I think the bigger challenge here is the dumping of, products from China at very, very low price. I think we are seeing products being dumped at below cost today from China. And low import duties are also hurting today. And also in our case, we have a little bit of imported duty structure because on the finished product, we have only 5% GST, whereas on raw materials which we buy or import, we have 18% GST inward import. So I think that is kind of hurting us. So we have been writing to the government to, correct this and also maybe, bring some quality control orders on products which are being imported from China so that at least we get the right quality products if they are coming from China, and also at least we can compete, in terms of pricing because they are trying to destroy the market in India.
So, so what is the type of discount that you're probably going to offer? Because this market is dominated by MNCs, by importers. So tell us, what can you offer in terms of a price which would be that competitive?
See, I think the problem is that there are 2 levels of market. One is dominated by Chinese, which is probably around now 60%, 50 to 60% of the market share. And whereas the rest is managed by multinationals. So, as what we have seen, the recent trend, multinationals are losing market share and the Chinese are gaining market share. So that is where the dilemma is right now. So I think if we get a quality control order, which we will request to the Ministry of Commerce, and I think if there is a dumping which is stopped, I think that will kind of push the local manufacturing. But in current situation, we expect to grow around 25 to 30%.
All right. So until that happens, 25 to 30% is what we can expect if there is an order in your favor, which will, increase your pace of growth as well. About the dialysis plus renal segment coming in from the PLI, you had some targets, say 100 to 110 crores this year in terms of revenue. You said the first quarter, nothing has happened. It will start in the next couple of quarters. Do you believe that you can achieve that?
No, I think we are right on target. We will reach between 100 and 110 crores. That is very clear. But this is not what we had expected, let's say, in the beginning of last year. So the growth is coming down than what we had anticipated. But I think we'll still grow over 30% by the end of the year.
All right.
Okay, Mr.
And we should
Vaid,
take us to close to 100 crores. Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll hold you on that guidance. Thanks very much for joining in and speaking to us. So that's Poly Medicure. The stock is down around 3.5% but did see quite a strong rally yesterday. We'll take a short break. On the other side, Manisha Gupta will join in. She'll be talking to David Lennox.